Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and in this video we're going to break down the all-new Klim Krios Pro helmet available at RevZilla.com. So if you are familiar with the previous videos that we've done from Klim, the Krios has become pretty much my #1 recommended adventure helmet out there. It's really lightweight and there's a lot of functionality baked into this. But if you're using an adventure helmet on and off road, really what you're going to see is that lightweight nature helps you with a day of fatigue. So you don't have your neck fatigued after you're really pounding down the off-road sections, and then when you blow down the highway, you're getting a lot of the functionality you want out of a street helmet. Now my biggest complaint with this helmet was the fact that the chin bar, the vent, while it looks big and massive, it really just pushes air up into your eyes and to defog the shield itself. So what we're seeing with the Krios Pro is a few changes from the F5 Koroyd helmet, which is being implemented in here, as well as a redesigned chin bar. Now, the Krios itself is not going away. This is staying around the $500 price point, and this is going to exist as it sits currently. We're going to move this off the table to focus on the Krios Pro. But really what I wanted to show you is that this chin bar has now been completely redesigned in the Pro, and you're getting actual massive amounts of ventilation. So this is the #1 fix that I asked for with the old Krios, and they've now changed it for the Pro. And again, this is still going to stick around the $500 price point if you're interested in that, but the new Krios Pro is coming in around the $700 mark. So really, the question becomes, what are we getting for the additional $200 in addition to just that massive chin vent? So we're going to break all of this down in this video right now. What we need to talk about first is what's staying the same. So it's still going to be that pre-preg carbon shell, really extremely lightweight carbon fiber, as well as extremely strong. 2 different shell sizes are available, as well as 2 EPSs. The first shell size is going to come in from small up to medium, and then the second shell size will be for all helmets large up through 3XL. DOT ECE rated, 3 pounds 4 ounces in a large. So when you're looking at some of the other adventure helmets out there, you get up into north of 4 pounds with some of them. So this is extremely lightweight when you're looking at an adventure helmet. So that's really going to appeal to a lot of people out there that are truly using this in an on and off-road fashion. The sizing, or the internal shape rather, is still going to be the same. It's an intermediate oval, a little bit longer front to back, narrower down to the side of the head, very comfortable fit. Now the one note with sizing is that I've heard anything from a half a size to a size small from a fitment standpoint. I size up 1 full size. If you find that you're in between 2 sizes, you will probably want to bump up 1 full size in the Krios. So just keep that in mind. We find it fits about a half size to a full size small. So what are we seeing for the extra $200, right? This is a $700 helmet now, which is a pretty decent investment to say the least. So if you look at just the shield alone, this now comes standard with the transition shield. The transition shield, if you were to purchase it and add it to the regular base Krios, would run you around $150. So just in the fact that this is now included with this, that accounts for about $150. What else do you get? Well, looking at the chin bar, you now have a real vented chin bar to this. You have a mass amount of airflow coming through, and this really solves the problem that we saw with the other Krios, the base Krios. One of the complaints that I heard from a lot of people was not only did it not really vent a lot of air through to your chin, but it pushed air up in a way that it really kind of dried your eyes out, you know, if you were riding in cold or extreme temperatures. So I love the fact that this chin bar has changed. Now the other thing you'll note is that the internals have changed. This is now going to change 2 main factors on the inside of the helmet. This is now going to feature Koroyd, which is little green tubes, and it's an updated technology brought over from the bicycle world. They've implemented it in their F5. They have an F5 Koroyd helmet, which I have been using for over a year now, and it's become one of my favorite dirt bike helmets because of the mass amount of ventilation that the Koroyd provides. In addition to that, we're also going to see a Fid-lock system, which is now implemented off of that F5 Koroyd as well. Now this is one of those systems where we talked about it in this year's gear guide. I found that this proves to be pretty much invaluable. When you're out, when you're riding off-road, your hands are covered in mud, you reach up and you're trying to undo the double D rings, it simply becomes a pain in the butt without taking your gloves off. The Fid-lock system connects, and then you pull back on it and it disconnects. Originally, I had some questions. Was it whether this was going to work, whether it could potentially fail, could it come undone easily? I've been using this system for over a year in my dirt bike helmet, and I have had absolutely no problems. And when your hands are caked with mud, when you're riding off-road, it's extremely easy to get this off as well as on with your gloves intact. So the fact that this is added is the first main feature we're going to see. The other thing that I want to take a peek at on the inside here is going to be that Choroid system. Now, the one thing to note, the pads on this, extremely easy in, easy out. They're just Velcro with some additional pieces that go down into the outer shell. Contoured, really comfortable fit with this, and it's going to be that sweat wicking material, so it really does help to keep your face dry and comfortable as you're out there pouring miles into this thing, especially in situations where you tend to overheat because you're riding off-road, extreme situations like that. Now, the other thing you'll note is if we take a peek on the inside here, there are no cutouts for speaker pockets. Once I pull this liner out, you'll be able to see it a little bit better. So you're not going to have any cutouts for the speaker pockets on the inside. You'll have slight indentations. I haven't had any problems using speakers with this. I just run them in there and they sit actually comfortably behind there, but just note that that is not something that's included. Now, when you take a look at the inside, you'll get a really clear shot of that Koroyd, which are those tiny green tubes that you'll see, and they promote a massive amount of airflow. You'll also notice those channels that you'll see in the front that run all the way to the back. So as the air pushes through from the front to the back, it does help to promote air, keep you cool. Now, the one note that I have here, and this is probably my nitpick, that's going to be the main nitpick for this helmet, is the fact that when you're moving, it really does work to push air from the front to the back. What I really liked about the F5 Koroyd is that these massive channel cutouts in the shell itself. So when you were sitting still, when you're waiting for your buddies to catch up to you on the trail, all that heat coming off your head evaporated out of the top of the helmet. So that's the one miss that I see with this, is if we take a look at the outside shell, you're not going to have those same massive cutouts at the top of the helmet that you saw with the F5 Koroyd. So if you're moving along, you've got vents to the front, you've got vents to the back, that airflow pushes really, really well through from the front all the way out, so you do stay nice and cool. But if you're sitting still, all the benefits of having that Koroyd up top, you're going to lose that with this helmet compared to the F5 Koroyd dirt helmet. So if I had to ask Klim for any change for future iterations of this, I would love to see those same channeled cutouts to the top of the shell so that when I am sitting still, you get that massive amount of evaporation of the heat coming off the top of your head. All things considered though, the way that I look at this is that for the additional $200, you get the transition shield, you get the Choroid system on the inside of this, you get the Fid-lock, and then really you're getting that real vent to the chin bar, which allows for actual airflow through, which is an absolute must if you're using this in true off-road situations. So the changes that Klim has made to the Krios, up to the Krios Pro, personally, I see it as worth the additional $200, but that's going to be up to you. For those of you that you're looking at this and you're just not seeing the value add, and you're thinking, man, Spurge, I don't want to spend the extra $200, the Klim Krios isn't going away. That's still going to sit around the $500 price point, but for those of you that like the idea of the transition shield, the Fid-lock, the Koroyd, as well as that new chin vent, you're now going to be looking at the Klim Krios Pro as an option for around that $700 mark. And again, that's a much more premium investment, and this is a much more premium helmet. Now, if you're not sure exactly what helmet is right for you, or you want more information, now's the time where you can click the info button. You can read other rider reviews on RevZilla.com for folks that are already out there putting this helmet through its paces. And as always, reach out to one of our gear geeks, 877-792-9455, or simply shoot an email over to cs@RevZilla.com, and they can walk you through all the different helmet options available that'll work for you as well as your ride. Now, thank you for joining us for this look at the Klim Krios Pro helmet. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.